The super fly god, the creator of the Griselda movement, is back with a heartfelt dedication to a couple Buffalo legends. What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. If you are rocking with this content, go ahead and smash that like button for your boy. Also, subscribe if you haven't. But today, I'm going to hit y'all with my thoughts on this new project from Westside Gunn entitled 11. Now, around the fall time, when we are getting into the thick of Timberland and hoodie season, Westside Gunn has been known to release some new music. But this time, over the course of 2 days, Gunn had blessed Griselda fans with 2 projects back to back. The first is entitled 11, but it's also known as Free Sly for Big Dump. It is the 11th installment of his famed Hitler Wears Hermes series. And this is a 5-track commemoration to his incarcerated friend and Buffalo street legend Sly Green, as well as the recently deceased Big Dump. The production here is handled by a longtime Griselda contributor, Denny LAflare, who some would view as very underrated. It's just 5 tracks. This thing lasts a brief 16 minutes. There's not a lot of meat on the bones, but it can be looked at as more of an appetizer or a supplement to his full-length project, Still Praying. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with that track-by-track breakdown. The opener, Stone, is just an intro containing some words from the late, great K. Slay and some words from Sly Green over spooky synthesizers. It's just something to set the mood for the EP. And this is followed up by Big Dump Ballad, which is actually produced by King JVYB, not Denny LAflare. And what we have here is a really touching soul sample. You can just feel the heartache and pain in this sample itself. Really, it's an ideal backdrop for some of Westside Gunn and Keisha Plum's most poignant words to date. Now, some of you may remember this exact same sample was used on the Ransom and J.R. track, Beautiful Grave Sites. But this record is the official dedication to Big Dump, also known as Inf. Gunn opens with some thoughtful lines like, "My heart got scars, brother face crooked, oh Lord took us from Sheen Gun, I was devastated. I'm from a city where ain't nobody ever made it, and if I had 3 wishes, I want for Sly to get out of prison, make sure my baby's living with no ceilings." Yeah, it's just a little more thought-provoking writing from Westside Gunn than what we're used to. Then he throws in the comical, "My white fiend dancing to this shit with no rhythm." And at the end of the track, he goes as far as declaring himself as the king of New York. Now, Keisha Plum closes this track out with some emotional spoken word. It may be a tear-jerking performance for some. You can definitely hear the emotion and sadness in her vocals as she talks about the loss of her pops and Big Dump. After this is Uncle Howdy, which has some pensive, elegant pianos. Here, Westside Gunn just paints a picture over this rainy day backdrop, coming through with outlandish, witty lines like "dope so good I might tongue kiss Madonna," as well as the prison bar, "prison with sweet COs, jealous of my locker." And there were some luxurious dope boy bars like, "My philosophy is Patek on the Prada sleeve, Celine on Socrates, cocaine monopolies." Yeah, this one was short, and I think it could have benefited from a feature like, let's say, Stove God. But I really dug this somber production. It was very cinematic. Next is the high point, Kane Tahada, and it's the closest thing to a banger on this project. The beat has this colorful but quirky boom bap vibe that's likely to go over really well with day one Griselda heads. I mean, Denny LAflare was definitely in his bag for this instrumental. There's not a lot of lyrical content to report on here, but Gunn's performance was pretty fly and catchy. Lines like, "Pissy work, berserk, left wrist made his feelings hurt, shoot your block up, spinning my vert, my right wrist was vert." It's the fun, overly confident stuff you would expect from Gunn. Then this project comes to a close with Pollen, 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 where we get this dream-like soul sample, this drumless, but the sample is very ear-grabbing, Nonetheless, definitely something sleek to ride out to. We are getting more extravagant coke talk and fashion bars, but the selling point for this one was the instrumental. It's very blissful. So overall, I'm gonna give this project a rating of a 3.5 to 4 mics. It does play out like an EP that is heavy on the skits. Now the skits may be a drawback for some listeners who don't like extended periods of talking on an album. But in this particular case, the skits do add to the overall theme of the project, which was to pay homage to his incarcerated Buffalo friend, Sly Green. Yeah, it is a slightly more personal project from Gunn than we are accustomed to, even though lyrically he's still talking about a lot of the similar materialistic things that he tends to talk about. But for Westside Gunn, when you put it into perspective, it is probably his most personal tape. Yeah, it's just all very short, but the instrumentals were attractive enough throughout, and the dedication to his friends, I think, was touching and inspirational. And I can see this EP being praised by a sect of Griselda fans who care about the overall Griselda movement just as much as the actual music itself. Favorite tracks include Uncle Howdy, Kane Tejada, and Pollen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but as always, it's peace and blessings. The Westside Gunn Still Praying is dropping tomorrow.